Somebody stuck in this trunk. I don't fuck they know I got somebody in this trunk. I don't think nobody else will know what I'm up to. I ain't flexing like I got 100 bands off this bando. $1,000 jeans where I keep my band stuff. Christian Louboutin when she coming to this side. Bitch, I'm from the shop. Bitch gon' act so shy.
Welcome back, family. Today we finna be talking about some feel like Mike Tyson in this motherfucker, you feel me? Did slap that like button if you fuck with me. But we finna be studying some fight scenes in anime, you know? And we're gonna break down, we're gonna review somebody's review who's an MMA fighter and see if could you really take that to the, you know what I'm saying, to the streets? Or could you use it in the field or whatever you want to break down? But yeah, without further ado, let's get to the video, man. Let's get to the video, bro. Let's see what he's talking about, man. Let's see if you can really, you know what I'm saying, do that.
I'm Chad Vasquez.
I'm Logan Love,
the Mint King, and we have a very special episode today. Thanks to a Discord user for recommending this to us, we are doing our first anime breakdown. The show we're looking at is called Kengan Ashura. It's on Netflix. Pretty much just to give you a little idea of what the story is about. These companies, whether big or small in Japan, participate in Kengan matches in order to have fighters that they hire to represent their interests, and whoever wins the deal that they have. The fight scene that we're breaking down is between two characters, Kano Agito and Akubo Naoya. And Naoya is the MMA guy, so there's a lot of cool grappling MMA stuff in this fight scene. All right, you guys ready? You better be ready. All right, so it's a fake to a double.
Okay.
Sprawl, right? So it's wrestling happening right there.
Oh,
all right,
Jesus.
Into the face. It's happened to one of my fights. Nice leg kick.
I remember that. Oh, this is
Right,
legit.
Yeah, the form actually looks pretty good. Yeah, right? Kicks to the arm. All right, so what's cool there is that's such a real thing. Like kicking it, you weaken the arm so they can't use as much. I like that.
Oh yeah, that's...
Oof.
Okay, all right, so we have a tie clinch.
That's brutal.
All right, so little funny story. Kano gets punched in the face, and the reason why that happens happened to me.
Okay.
Your head has to be tight to your opponent's head. If you're like this,
Right.
the guy could just swing. And that's what happened to my fight.
Okay.
I caught the dude, and he just swings over and catches me right in the face. I was all right, dude. You're good. I just let him go, and we're back to just square one.
So you got a flashback.
Yeah, so actually, you know what? We can break it down a little bit on just some basics on a tie clinch and what you shouldn't do. What I learned the hard way in one of my fights was if you're going to go to a tie clinch, some details here, both forms are right to by the collarbones, and I connect my hands like so, right to the crown of the head. Now, if my head's out here, what happened in my fight, yes, overhand. And that's what happened to Gito, where he got punched real hard. So in a tie clinch, you want to go head to head tightly so you're not so exposed for punches like that. From here now, I can start throwing.
With that tie clinch, in the street scenario, if you get in a fight and you end up grabbing somebody by their head, you're not gonna cuff your hands. You're not gonna think about that. You know what I'm saying? In that scenario, of course, when he swings over and punches him in the face, anybody could, you know what I'm saying? You're most definitely gonna get hit in the face if you try to do a tie clinch. So the best way to do a tie clinch would be to, as soon as you, because you're gonna instantly grab. You're not gonna grab. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna grab there and lock in. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as you do that, what you want to do is just go for an instant knee and hit him as fast as possible, because you know when and your adrenaline is pumping and shit, you're in the fight, you're not gonna think about cuff. That person's gonna still be thinking about punching you in the face. What you talking about? So instantly try to either just go with the knee, or as soon as you grab him, hit him with a, you know what I'm saying, an uppercut, and try to hurry it up as fast as possible, because you don't want to be fighting for 10 years. You gotta make your shit quick and simple. still think he's doing it wrong. I don't understand why he's holding him like that, but come on.
From here now, I can start throwing my knees, right? So that's one of the main weapons in this position, particularly this variation, where now from here, I can start knee very effectively. Now, in the combat sport of Muay Thai, you can't do throws or takedowns like you see in mixed martial arts. It's illegal, right? You can't just grab someone, pick them up, and slam them. You can't wrap your limb around theirs and pull, but you can do trips. So one little example, from this clinch here, I'll circle Logan out, and I can possibly have a post there with my foot to create off-balancement, a possible knockdown. So I'm not gonna take Logan down, but just to show the off-balancement. So from here, as I move Logan, I create a post, and that, if well timed, creates a knockdown. Let's look at it again. Head to head. As I move him, I create a quick post, and that trips him to a collapse. All right, so double A takedown. He's in his guard.
Okay.
So he's ground and pound. All right, so big problem there. Kano doesn't.
I'm sorry for pausing it. Again, with the Muay Thai clinch, if you are the person that is in the clinch and they got you like this, the best way you can do to get out of that is in a street situation or in a, life or death situation. What you would want to do is go for the groin, straighten that shot, get him out of there. You know what I'm saying? If that, you moving too much, he's trying to knee, make sure you defend yourself, and also at the same time, when you find an opening, get that stomach. You feel what I'm saying? Punch him in the ribs. Make sure you can Houdini that nigga. What you talking about? Make sure that nigga cave his ribs in. You feel me? So I'll say practice throwing hook shots, but the right way. You gotta know first how to make a punch. You know what I'm saying? How to make a punch. Don't put your hand on the inside. Have it, you know what I'm saying, solid. You know what I'm saying? Pretty solid. But yeah, make sure you try to get out of that. Some people try to slide their hands in and try to grab around their head after they're already in the Muay Thai clinch, but you ain't gonna have no time to do that. You know how fast he hop on your ass.
Cross his legs. He's using the guard wrong, right? The feet should be connected somewhere either to each other or on the opponent.
Gotcha.
So he had a chance to go to a close guard. Agito, he's just framing and just bringing his knees tight here. Well, instead of doing this, wrap the legs around like so. Okay? Now, my legs, my hips are above his hips, and I have more control than what you guys might think. Right? This is a close guard, also referred to as a full guard sometimes from other coaches. All right, goal number one. I have to get some type of upper body control. I can't just reach and grab, especially if someone's trying to punch me.
The
right?
reason why he
I'm gonna get caught. So
like that,
I have to use my legs to make him base out and expose himself so I can get grips. So we do knee pulls. By pulling my knee to one of my shoulders, that you can see starts creating off balancement. Now, if Logan's trying to punch me, first I have my hands up, right? But by pulling, he has to base.
Punch you in your,
now I can start getting some upper
lungs,
body control.
could break your ribs.
So that's objective one.
You gonna want to guard your stomach,
attacking.
And you want to. You gonna get your face.
One, either the elbows outside or across my center line.
The reason why he clinched like that
to
is
do
so
this
you
though.
Flip him off of him.
Two, we need to constantly do angle and misdirection, right? So whenever I'm attacking someone, my best attacks will come where I have control and I have an angle.
Get him off you, so you can get back.
Not straight on. The thing is also, the guy's resisting me, right? So during the battle, I'll also have to know how to switch sides. So if anything fails here, I'll have to know how to unlock my legs, use my knees to turn, and relock. Unlock my legs, use my knees to turn, and relock. That's my movement goals when it comes to doing different type of attacks. All right, so in closed guards, going into a triangle.
Oh, got out.
All right, so it's a nice scramble going on here.
And your stomach and your face is gonna get
another reversal.
While he's
so now it's just happening to scramble. No one has a control, so it's just that's why he scrambles out. Okay, Kimura from close guard. Let's break that down. Kimura is something I haven't really talked about in detail yet, especially from close guard. And since we just had a talk on what close guard is, that's actually a very important move to know from position. So let's actually go into that right now.
If you can break somebody's shit, break it.
And from nowhere, where he was done standing.
From the standing position.
Right.
Yeah, so now actually we'll go into the ground and actually teach you how to actually use it to break the arm, essentially. So we're battling. As I'm trying to pull him in, I want to get a wrist grip. If successful, I have to get over his head.
Break the arm, essentially.
Heads are one of
That's
the
why you're in
barriers
that
that stops
position.
you from going for a Kimura. So from here, I can hip out, unlocking my legs, using my knees to turn my butt, and that allows me to come over and get another wrist grip. What you're looking at right now is a basic Kimura control. There's more to this, but this is the basic version of it. Now, what happens a lot in fighting? The opponent will hide his hand. He'll grab either the inside of his thigh or stomach. From here now, I have to find a way to pull this out. I can't just pull it, just my arm, especially if it's a bigger guy than me. So I can use my legs. One example, my legs can unlock and grapevine towards inside his legs here as best I can, especially if they're wide, like so. As I stretch my legs, I do a side crunch and I pull the arm out. Now my big goal is this, guys. I gotta get this hand behind his back as much as possible. Mm-hmm. If I don't lift it up, he can just go back to his defense. So after I get it out here, I'm going to hip out towards the camera and bring my foot up towards his far hip. My knee is downward. This angle
in that situation, as soon as you get his arm out,
to take this hand and bring it over top of the back, so he can't defend anymore. This will also make breaking the arm like very easy. Now I relock my legs to the far hip. Now finish. I lean back, pull his elbow into my armpit. I hip off for pressure, and now my elbow goes downward, and that puts pressure right to the shoulder. That's how you finish a Kimura from close guard. Agito got that, but then the scene changes, and we don't know how Akubo got out. Agito did not finish the fight there. We don't know how Akubo got out, but some ideas on how I can defend myself from that lock.
That's a real
Well,
fight.
let's say I give Logan the Kimura.
What they're doing,
here,
it's not going
so quickly,
scenario.
I want to hide my hand, as I mentioned earlier. Personally, I like to aim for my stomach and grab the stomach. Now, guys, you want to start stacking into your opponent using your head. Remember I told you earlier, angles? Logan needs a dominant angle to break my arm. So we're going to do a little trick here to put pressure on the arm so he can either let go or we'll shoulder lock him back. Watch this, guys.
Angles
as I stack Logan,
fights.
my free hand can go and grab my wrists.
You using geometry in the middle of combat? That's facts. That's facts. Balance, the Newton's law, all that.
I can pull it and start lifting up
comes in
and putting pressure on the joints here. From here, he'll either have to let go or attack. And that puts pressure on his arm. So by myself, I grab, I pull, and I lift. And that starts twisting his shoulder. From here, the guy will, most people will let go because it does hurt their wrist or shoulder, or they might tap. You also saw how Logan's legs open. I can also use it to jump over his legs and extend my position. That's maybe what Akubo did. We don't know because the scene changed on us. All right, so back to reversal, goes to his back. Okay, they're scrambling a lot, but what they're showing is actually essentially what Jiu-Jitsu is. Jiu-Jitsu is like this algorithm, right? Take the fight to the ground, pass legs, because legs are dangerous, they can hurt you. And of course, establish position, then attack. Attacking is the fourth step, whether it's punches, joint locks, or chokes. So this nice scramble is kind of capturing what the algorithm looks like in combat, even though, you know, it's just, there could be better control. So I appreciate that. All right, is mount position? Okay.
That's
so
if somebody just
continuously
blocking their face,
right now, Kyle's just blocking, right? And he's not addressing the situation. Akubo has a control which allows him to punch.
And the control is?
The mount itself, the pin, right? He's on his hips there. So right now, he should be doing something to off-balance him. Let's see what happens now. Just punching away. Yeah, he's just blocking.
He's just
not phase.
Really.
Okay, reverses him over.
Reversal again.
That hip technique.
No more putting submissions over the position. That's why this is epic scramble happening.
But it's not always going to work.
It'll keep you alive for a certain amount of time. Eventually, you have to address the pin. You have to address the control that's allowing him to punch you. Okay, so hip bumps, that's valid. Let's talk about the mount.
But you gotta also have a
should
strong
do if someone's pinning you and punching you, especially. Kyle's getting mounted, right? This is a mount position.
You gotta have a
it's
strong
getting punched
core.
at. He just covers here.
You also gotta
if
have
I don't
strong
deal with
legs
this and off balance him, he will be in position to sit on me
so
and keep
sure
on punching. He does do something correct, which is a bridge. Now, I should quickly, by myself, demonstrate some key terms I'm going to use so you understand what I'm saying as I demonstrate 2 very simple examples of how to escape that mount position. Let's teach you guys simply what a bridge shrimping, also known as hip escape, are. From this back position here, I'll adjust my feet, I'll pick a side. For now, I'll move my feet towards my right side. Now, this allows me to turn my body so like this. See, there's a downward knee, 1 knee upward, I'm pushing up this leg. This is how I start off balancing opponents who are pinning me. Now, let's quickly show what hip escapes, also known as shrimping, are and how they work with bridges. From here on, as I turn to my side, I extend my hips up to my shoulder line. So everyone see the shoulder line here? My hips have to touch that line.
The person on top of you is locked in, legs around you,
arm limb extension, side to side.
Your lower. And you're fine.
That is called shrimping, also as hip escapes. Okay, guys, we now know our movements, our vocabulary. Let's go over some escapes here. Very simple one. Posture, game punch, have to adjust posture. Look at my legs. I'll use some form of a bridging action, but I'll put a knee behind his tailbone and get hand facing. Now I bought myself time where I'm not getting punched. Now ideally, when Logan wants to punch me again, fighters will lower down their hips and hands will actually walk towards the upper body. So you see, there'll always be a body contact before he'll just posture, right? Because my hips are bridging, they're moving.
Don't say
when
reach up and grab his fucking shirt.
2 grips, right? And I move this hand towards my chest as much as possible. Now I know what you're thinking.
Okay, in that position.
Free hand. I have that quickly.
When he got you like
you don't
that,
pause
you got his arm.
We'll just reposition to show you the
if
reversal.
You reach up,
so now I have my 2 grips right on the wrist and the elbow. The next thing is, especially I'll be doing this when his head's already more a little bit, is I need to trap one of his legs. I'm doing that now, guys. I'm trapping this leg because this is the direction. I'm gonna roll Logan. I don't want him basing any way that stops my roll. So now everyone, once I have my grips here, my head moves out of the way. As I go, I could still knock him over. It won't be enough. My hands go right to the arms for safety, so I don't expose myself for certain submissions like the Kimura.
All right, squaring off.
All right, so go ahead again.
Oh,
okay.
Nice.
All right. That's very MMA, where there's a fake to another attack. This is actually a cool little thing they did here. We see a Kubo
a fake.
go for
a fake is technically you throwing it knowing you're not going to hit. You know what I'm saying? So you throw a fake, like a fake jab, boom. They are going to react to that fake, and you already come in with something else. You can come with an overhand. You come with a hook. You come with an uppercut. Because he was looking at. So that's when you box or if you do MMA, they always say throw the jab. Because it's a decent fake. You don't gotta hit. You don't gotta always connect with the jab. You know what I'm saying? So using a feint, you'll get ate the fuck up. I just throw the fake. You know what I'm saying? Just throw it. You don't gotta hit it unless they walk into it. Scare them. Let them know you ain't playing. If you keep flinching at them, they gonna know you ain't got nothing in your arsenal. So just throw it. Even though you ain't hitting, make sure you can possibly hit that shot. Like you can boom. They might try to rush you. If they rush you, clinch. Get that knee, uppercut, back them up, get them off the push. Boom. You know what I'm saying? It falls, shit. It's I can't explain it like that. Whatever.
A fake shot to an overhand. It's very classic. First, there are fakes and there are feints. What's the difference? I will use the jab as a way to show the two differences. It's easier that way. A feint is this. That's a feint. A fake, that's a fake. All right, what's happening here? A feint is where I don't fully commit my body. Why would you do this? You would use to test the reaction of the opponent. So I'm fighting you here, right? And we're sparring. That feint, I'll use it to see how you react. This is a very important tool to use against counter fighters. Guys who know how to read the body and react and time you. So if I'm not confident enough to attack the guy here, by just taking a step, a small squat, in a small lean, I use my body to signal that I'm about to attack, which I'm not though. I'm just seeing how.
Sorry for pausing it, but same thing like on the ground. When you on top of somebody or they on top, they're punching. They're trying to hit you in the face. You know what I'm saying? So the fake in that situation would be, you think I'm finna hit you in your face, but I'm starting to hit you in your stomach and I'm hit you in your ribs and try to break your shit. And then you gonna guard down. Then you got all open free range on your face. So then again, you're gonna have to get out of that. Core, leg day. Don't skip it.
The guy reacts. Faking is misdirection. So for example, with the jab, I could fake to the head, pull back, and then hit the body. That's a fake. I misdirect my opponent. Head, he goes guard up, I pull back, boom, I pop the body. I can also mix different punches. Fake.
And then he'll drop, yeah.
Cross, right? So I go fake body shot. What Akubo did was he did a fake shot. So Akubo goes for a fake shot. And you see wrestlers do that because they're confident. They're confident ability to shoot
Plus,
in.
if you do an overhand,
when I go into my fake shot, you'll see Logan react with down hands.
You'll knock him out.
Fake shot, overhand. That's very effective, especially used very well by strong wrestlers in mixed martial arts. They have the ability and confidence to shoot in people's legs, and they create that threat early. And so when they see a guy react to it, leaves them wide open for overhand punch. All right, so that was interesting. So you actually see it both in judo and wrestling. The version that we see done is more of a judo version because there's this pick up drop effect. That move is referred to as a koshiguruma. So from here,
you can also do it with the arm. So if you get somebody's arm and you get it in that situation, you can most definitely still flip their ass. So don't just think you just gotta go for the head to do that. Any off balancing trip because in the technique, you'll have their arm. You'll lift them on your back. You're technically picking them up type shit. But what you want to do is trip them with the other leg, your opposite leg. You have that arm in and fling them. You know what I'm saying? That way. But doing that, you'll probably break their arm and or injure their shoulder. They most definitely get the wind knocked out of their ass.
Have a lifting effect. Cross step, and I turn my grip to here. Using my hips, I'm pulling my partner over, creating off balancement, and this pickup turn allows me to drop my partner down. This type of takedown also exists in wrestling. So in wrestling, from here, they'll go into the same position, but they'll pull the guy down and just pretty much drag them to the floor. From here, same control, but now with my hips, I start pulling it down, we're going to go slow, right into a similar pin in judo.
Rear naked choke.
Joe, but no hooks.
You got out.
All right, fake right to. So that's Kubo's thing. He was going to buy locks or doubles.
Gotcha. Ooh,
right.
soccer kick to the head.
Man, just launched them.
That's illegal, right?
Yeah, and professional. Yeah, that's.
We don't do that here.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, certain fight promotions they allowed it, but now, nah. Okay, creepy smile. All right, so he goes real quick for a shot. He tries to get his hands down to block him, but he gets a wrist control.
I would not do that.
All right, don't know how real that is. We just grab someone's wrist and punch him, but it happens, okay. Right now he's just wailing, he's blocking. So, okay. Kubo checks if he'll go for a shot, or he's going for a bylock or a double, and now he catches him. So what happens, okay, so one thing that's pretty cool here is Akubo is showing a pattern. And now Kano sees the pattern and he catches him. Right? He keeps, if you notice in the whole fight, Akubo keeps shooting.
Right.
So he starts catching on. Oh, okay. Front suplex. Back to mount. And that's the end of the fight. Fight over. Kano wins. That's cool. So a fighter shows a pattern, and the advanced guy, he can recognize the pattern and catch him. So I think they capture that concept that happens a lot in real fighting. So I appreciate that. It's pretty cool. We see Akubo go for a takedown. Now this is very important because throughout the fight, he goes for it a lot. And he'll pay dearly for it because he keeps showing a pattern of his fight style. Basic rule for double A's, and then as you get better, you can break this rule. it's best to do it in a matching stance. In the event that I try going for a double here,
that's how you gotta do it.
there is a lot of space for.
Sorry for pausing, but that's another thing. A stance. So when you fight somebody, me personally, the way I fight is if I look at your feet and I see if you're southpaw orthodox, you know what I'm saying? So if I can tell which hand, you know what I'm saying, which hand is your dominant hand by the way your stance is. So then I'll be able to counteract that with my own stance. So me, I'm ambidextrous, so I can use my left and my right hand. I can switch my stance pretty easily in the middle of a fight to keep pace with whoever my opponent is. But that's another thing, stances. They tell you a lot about people.
Knee to connect to my face, which will lead to a knockdown.
But if you try to match somebody's stances, you'll kind of
is
have
matching.
If you're not used to standing like that
against orthodox. So now, if I do, my head gets in nice and smoothly to the hip there in a shorter distance, so the chance of me getting knee in the face goes down. All right, so that's how we approach a double leg. Whereas I step,
I drop that boy,
and I catch, and I really bend my wrists right over the knees, so
don't know why y'all in
defend so
fucking
easily.
jeans anyways.
I want to create that turn and that drop, and that side, almost like I want to pass his legs as I come to the floor. As someone who is a huge anime fan, I want to thank you for recommending an anime fight scene. I really appreciate that. We saw wrestling, judo, Muay Thai, boxing, and of course, my favorite, jiu-jitsu. What I like was in the progression of the fight, Akuba was telegraphing a pattern that he kept doing. He would a lot of times duck in and go for a body lock or a double leg, and he was also using feints and fakes to do that. One, I really like that, right? Because it shows the writers their fight IQ on how combat works and how to trick the opponent. But what I also really appreciate is that Kano picked up on the pattern and eventually countered and won the fight. So that progression of a fighter's doing a pattern and then a fighter adapting to that pattern, I personally thought was really cool.
You're gonna try to get around
captured a big concept you see a lot in fighting in general. What I'd say overall though is the transitions can have been a bit better as the fight was progressing, but it was a cool fight scene regardless. My final grade will be an A-.
Anime.
Thank you for watching.
Anime is good all around, so I'll say A+. It is. But yeah, self-defense is an important key to life, or an important key to survival, because if you don't know how to fight and you're just a couch potato, you most definitely will be getting stepped on when the time comes. But I like to say this, thank you all for watching. Make sure you leave us a like and subscribe, you feel me? Teach you a little something about self-defense. Appreciate you guys for coming, and see you next time. Peace.
Well, me and my niggas, yeah, we bout that. Pull up to the party, cause we all about that smoke, bitch.